All right, good afternoon. Just kind of recap a little bit about last week. I mean, number one, it was a good college football game. Good environment down at Wake Forest, and we knew we were going in there playing a good team, a veteran team, a team that is that has been playing at a high level this year and very balanced, really, and offense, defense, and kicking the way they play. And but I thought our guys went in and played hard, continue to put some good things on film there. And we got down 10. I mean, in the fourth quarter, and that would have been real easy to fold the tent and pack it up, but we didn't. We battled back, got into that back into the game, and it was unfortunate there at the very end. We didn't get off the field their last two drives really. I think as you look at third downs, they had 4 third downs and they converted on those 4. And then kicked the field goal there at the end to win it. But it hurt obviously to lose that type of game, and but again we got to bounce back, and we got a great opponent this week in Virginia, so we're looking forward to playing Virginia this weekend. And Coach Mendenhall, got a lot of respect for him, how he runs his program. The kids play hard. They do some things in all 3 aspects that are very unique: offense, defense, and kicking. They make you think. It's kind of some different sets, a lot of different things. Offensively, their quarterback's playing at a high level. He can throw the football, very accurate passer, throws a great catchable ball, and they have some guys to throw it to as well. Some really good wide receivers. Got a big tight end, it's about 6'7". Got a little slot receiver that can run all over the place. The running back came back last week, number 21, played against Miami. So they do some good things offensively, and they're putting up a lot of big numbers offensively. It's one of the top passing teams in the country, 400 yards or more. And, defensively, they've done some different things on defense. Against Wake Forest, there were a lot of 4 down. Against everybody else, has been 3 down. So very multiple defense. And, so yeah, it's a big challenge for us, but we're looking forward to hosting them this weekend and coming back and trying to get back on track in this ACC race. As you think about the ACC, man, it's wide open. I think there's, every team's got a loss except for 4 teams, and we just started the ACC play. I mean, there's a lot of ball left, so it's very competitive in this league, as we've seen. And all these games are going to be tough. You got to fight, and you got to come down to the end and try to win these games. That's what we told our guys. We got to figure out a way to win it. So with that, we'll just open up to questions.
Scott Cameron with the Courier Journal. I'd be curious, just kind of if you heard from the ACC on officiating, and if you sent plays in, how many plays you sent in, and what did they say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, each week you have an ability to be able to send plays in, and really, for me to send the plays in is either I got a question on something like, what do we need to tell our player in this sense if we got called for something, and or this could have been called. I mean, I'll say this: it's tough. It's hard to be an official. I understand that. You're not going to get them all right, and I get that. And I think the biggest thing that I've always wanted as a coach is just consistency in officiating. I think that's all we ever want. If we're going to let the kids play, then let them play. Let everybody play, and not pick and choose when you're going to call fouls. Because we all know, if we dissect the play, you can find something wrong. You can find a holding on most plays, right? But it's when you call it, and sometimes you get it called in inopportune times when you get a big play. I think that's frustrating. But I do know it's a tough task for those officials. But now the common sense ones, and if they don't get those right, then everybody's got a problem with those, and I think that's some of the things that come into play. Last week we sent a bunch of plays in. We got some good response on some of those. This week I didn't want to send plays in. I think it speaks for itself, and everybody's seen the game, and really the big controversies right before half. I think that's probably the biggest one, and that's just unfortunate. The thing that I don't like about it is the fact that our defense played their butts off in that scenario, held them out of the end zone, and they still get an opportunity to kick a field goal. That's the thing that just really aggravates you because of how hard our guys played, and to be able to keep them out of the end zone. And I will say this too, as a coach, and we've seen this over the years in college football. You get the ball down, it's inside the 3-4 yard line. and the time is down, there's 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock, you got to make a decision. Do I want to run a play? And if I do run this play, I'm willing to risk the fact that I won't get another play. So I'm running this play, and I'm pretty sure Coach Clausen thought the same thing. There's 4 seconds. I'm going to run this play. We think we're going to score. But if we don't score, then it's probably going to be halftime. And I'm pretty sure he thought that. And because that's what I would have thought if I'm making that decision to go for it. We've seen that happen in many games over the years. And, and then he doesn't get it. The ball gets down on the 1 yard line, and then it's over. The clock says 0, and it's over. We're getting ready to head to the locker rooms, and then we get called back out. And, they get another play. So that's unfortunate because, I just normally wouldn't have that much time to run and play. No, I'm not saying I don't want to send plays in when you can see and look at the film, because a lot of things that when you send in, if things are called, then I already know the response.
So have you ever done that before, not sent plays in after a game?
Yeah.
And then also, what was your evaluation of Isaac Martin's block in the back? Was he in the freeze blocking zone in your opinion? Or because we can't hear from the league.
Yeah.
You didn't send him in.
Well, as you go back and look at that, Isaac was outside of the box when he started that play. Had he been inside the box, it's not even an issue. But he was outside of the box, when he comes in and blocks into the box, But on that play, if you go back and watch it, his hands are up the whole time, and he gets called for blocking the back. So I don't know. I don't know the interpretation with our rules, but I do know his hands were up the whole time.
Scott, Andrew Schroff, WLKY. This is the third straight game that you guys have had that has come down to the wire. What have you seen from the team in those closing minutes of the last few games, and what can you learn from playing those close games like that?
Well, I know our guys are obviously fighting to win the game, and we've come out on top, the last few times, and I just know our guys are going to keep playing. You have to have a display mentality. Hey, this is the play we're going to make to win this game. No matter what the scenario is, we're going to make the play right here to win this game. It's just like the last game. We just had to make a play somewhere along that last drive, and it's unfortunate we didn't. But I think our guys continue to play. We got to get better. We got to make more plays in order so it doesn't come down to that. And but that's the game of football. We're going to have a lot more of those this year, and it's going to be a lot of tight games. And we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to make the plays. That's the bottom line. The funny thing is, you can go back and there's plays throughout that game, this last game, where this one play could have made the difference in the game. And there's a lot of those. And so we just got to continue to get better and hope to make those plays. And we did lose. Our best pass rusher, the second play of the game, Ashton July. He hurt his toe, and he was out for the rest of the game. We lost Renato Brown. He played 5 snaps, our starting right tackle. He was out there. So we had, we got some guys dinged up, and that was unfortunate for us to lose those guys. You starting to play in some guys that hadn't played in many reps, but those guys got to step up and make plays, and that's, kind of where we are. We're midpoint of the season. There's a lot of teams that's got some guys dinged up, and so we got to continue to develop more depth.
Scott, kind of speaking about those players you just mentioned, Jelati, Brown, Cam Wilson, I think, went out. What's the injury status with those guys? And on top of that, could we potentially see Shar Wertz this weekend against Virginia?
Yeah. So Cam is he's out. He's going to be out for probably 6 to 8 weeks, which is unfortunate because I really thought he was coming on pretty strong. He's in some packages for defense, and so he's going to be out. Renato and Ashton will be day to day. We'll check on those guys. They're coming around, but they're listed right now as day to day. And whether or not they play this week still remains to be seen. I feel for certain they'll be able to play after that. We got a bye week coming up after that, so they'll be certainly available the following week. But we'll have to find out this coming week whether they'll be available or not.
Scott, Jody Dimlin with Cardinal Authority. You've had a lot of tough luck with injuries, and now some tough luck with plays like you were talking the other night, holding call, maybe this and maybe not, and officiating. How do you keep the guys focused? How do you keep your guys at the task at hand and not worry about that kind of stuff?
Well, because we always talk about worry about what you can control, and we can't control some of those things that are happening. You can't control if you're going to get hurt or not. You got to go hard. Injuries are going to be a part of the game. I promise you, everybody that's playing has got something wrong with them. You're going to have to play with that. And if it's a significant injury, then you're going to be out sometime. And we can't control what gets called, what doesn't get called. I mean, we have to continue to play the next play, and move forward. It is frustrating at times, obviously, and we're all human. That creeps in. We have to guard against it, because that doesn't do us any good, because you get frustrated and you get upset, and then you can't play the next play. And so we just got to continue to fight and do the best we can. And Shy Wertz, he'll probably be back this week. He was close last week. We put him out in warm-ups and thought he looked pretty good last week. And so hopefully this week he'll get a full practice throughout the whole week and be available.
Did you get any clarity on when you called timeout to get Malik Cunningham back in the game after losing his helmet on why he was not able to re-enter the game?
I think they said it was an injury, and he had to come out, and you couldn't buy him back in with the timeout. But the reason we called timeout, was to get him back in. But then they came and said that he couldn't come back in on that. That was a big play, it was 3rd and 3, and to be able to have him back in. Plus, I was trying to buy him some time, because he got hit pretty good on that play. But that was their explanation, so that's why we had to put Evan in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about it last week, how we're going to have to count on some more guys. We knew Huggins was going to be one of those guys we could move more in the slot to where Braden was at. Man, he can run, utilize that speed that he has. We hit him on a reverse as well, and got around the edge for about 12, and nice route and catch on the touchdown. And it's just about picking and choosing when to put him in, because he's still learning. He's still learning the offense, and he's getting better and better, and thought he blocked a lot better in the game. I thought our receivers played well, with the absence of Braden. I thought they played really well. Watkins made some great plays. Of course, forwards continue to play well. But those guys are going to have to step up. Tyler Harrell's such a fast player. I mean, once he caught his balance, I was like, that's touchdown. They're not going to catch him. He's incredibly fast, and it was a great catch too. That was a ball across the middle. The umpire's kind of in the way, and the umpire jumps out of the way, and then he catches it. I mean, what a great play. And if we can find ways to get those guys the ball in space, it's going to put pressure on the defense just because of how fast they are. And they're two of our faster guys that we have outside.
Scott, kind of staying on the offense, it seems like there's been more growth, at least in the efficiency category for the offense since the Ole Miss opener.
Yeah.
What have you seen that's improved the most from the offense?
Well, I think Saturday I felt really good. The running game kind of opened back up a little bit more in the running game. We were able to hand the ball off to Cooley and to Mitchell and those guys, and they really helped. That takes pressure off Cunningham in running the football. Albeit Cunningham still, man, he threatens the defense with his legs. He threw the ball very well Saturday. Missed a couple of touchdowns, but other than that, man, he played outstanding. Some of those throws he made to Dez down the sideline. He made another crossing route to Watkins. I mean, the guys are right on their hip, man. Incredible throws. So he's very efficient with that. But we want to continue to get that running game going. I think that really helps our offense. When you think about being able to hand the ball to that running back, and now it opens up your play action stuff that we were able to get the ball down the field. But I thought our offense played well. 500 yards of offense and 34 points, and really probably left some more points out there that we could have been a 600-yard offense that day and more. But that's encouraging. That's kind of what I was telling our team, man. Listen, guys, we're playing pretty good, but man, we can be so much better. We got to continue to fight to get better and better, and it's got to happen throughout the week in practice. Coming up with a great game plan and then executing that game plan, and I think we can continue to get better and utilizing some guys that they hadn't. Now, Cooley didn't play the week before. He's able to come back and make some big plays for us in the pass game and in the run game. And then maybe getting those balls, outside and spreading the balls out too. Not just one guy. We got several guys that are making plays out there at wide receiver.
One-time transfer Anthony Johnson was here. Now he's there. How do you evaluate him? And then do you have to change any of your approach because he was just in this building like less than a year ago?
Yeah. He's pretty smart too. So I wonder how much he's trying to tell those guys. But but AJ, he's a well-liked player we had here, and he wanted an opportunity to play more, and kudos to him. He did that. He went in there and earned a starting role at corner. Has played well for them. He's got great length. Primarily putting him in the boundary at corner there, and he's had a good year so far. So, but we know who he is and we know him, but we're just looking at the scheme. We're figuring out, all right, what are they trying to do, and then how do we attack it? I mean, it's not just looking at that one player, but But he's done well this year, and I think that was the reason why he wanted to transfer, maybe try to get some more playing time, and he's done that for himself. So congratulate him on that, and so I know he'll be fired up to come back here after spending so much time here in this building and to be able to come play in Cardinal Stadium.
Quick follow-up on something you said a minute ago. If a player is injured, does he have to sit out a play even if you call a timeout?
Well, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I was told, that you couldn't buy him back in. And so we called a timeout, and that was the explanation. So I'm not 100% sure, but apparently that's the rule. Yes, ask your source. I don't know necessarily as a common theme. I think they had 20 third downs. I mean, that's a lot, 20. And I think we had 10, throughout the day. And, so it's obviously it's going to be hard to be right on every one of those. But a couple of them, we're in a defense. They ran one time or a couple of times, got some first downs. We're in a coverage where the corners were a little bit too tight into the line of scrimmage, and they got behind us on the outside. That happened 2 or 3 times, and so that, to me, as you think about that, that was probably the biggest thing that we got to get fixed. With that, where our corner alignment was within those calls that they made. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I give credit to their quarterback. I mean, he's a good player. I'm watching him play Virginia right now. I mean, he just finds ways to get the ball. He does an accurate football. And I thought 83 played outstanding, made some incredible catches. Like the catch they made on the sideline there, when they originally ruled him out, I mean, that was an incredible play. That was unbelievable. I mean, we were in cover 2, and he fits it on the sideline. He catches it. We hit him. He barely drags a foot in. I mean, sometimes those guys, they win. Another play that was incredible, Jack Fago is in the backfield sacking the quarterback. He is halfway on the ground and throws it to the running back right here. And that was a 3rd down. They got a first down. They score a touchdown. I mean, those are incredible plays, and you just got to, give them credit for making those plays. I mean, our guys made some good plays, but that's tough. It's hard. So, but yeah, the ones that I specifically think of is like the corners are too inside, and we got to be a little bit further out to be on top of those hitches. But I just thought Wake did some good things and made some of those plays.
Scott, the first week after Monty was out, Jalen got a good majority of the reps. This week it was kind of KJ Cloyd, some Dorian Jones. Do you feel like you will just continue to use all those guys, and how do you think they've done? And KJ looked like he did get hurt a little bit. Yeah.
KJ got dinged, on his hand, and we're still evaluating that as well. But KJ had a really good week of practice last week. He's starting to understand kind of what we're doing. He can really run and hit and tackle and all that. And so, we're going to play the guy we think gives us the best chance. And so, and maybe all 3 guys have to play. And, we still love Alderman. We think he's a great player, going to be a great player, very smart. But he's still young. I mean, he's still growing, and trying to get better. And Dorian Jones the same way. He's a good young player. So these guys, it's wide open, really. We're going to practice, and we're going to put the guy who we think can make the plays in the game. This week's a different challenge, because these guys throw the football all over the place. And so, now maybe – who gives you the best chance in the pass game to stop the pass will give you the best chance to play. So, that'll be interesting to see how this unfolds this week with our game plan and see, who's the best person to put out there for that scenario.
Scott, I think you just mentioned Jack almost had that sack on 3rd down. The last 2 weeks, he seemed like he's been probably more comfortable than he's ever been with you guys. What's been the key for him, and do you feel like the move to outside backer has helped him put him in a good spot?
Absolutely. Jack's played really, really well. And really, like you mentioned, the last 2 weeks, I mean, really well. And he's got a great understanding of what we're trying to get done out there at that position, because that position, the card for us, you can do a lot of different things. You're dropping him off in coverage. He's blitzing. He's got to get involved in the run game. The thing that makes him so valuable is just he's smart. He understands. He can look at the offense and kind of figure out what they're going to be doing here and how to attack it. He understands leverage. He plays hard. So he does all the things, and he's a little undersized. He makes up for it for all the other stuff that I just mentioned, and I think he'll continue. He's getting more and more comfortable because this is the first time he's played it. This year since he's been here, he's been back at safety, so this more natural position for him. Is that it? All right, thanks, guys.